Awesome. Hey, I'm Rachel with Role Mobility, and we're back with more stories of accessibility. Today, I'm talking to my friend Allison. Allison, can you tell us how disability has affected your life?
Yes, so I have what I would call an invisible disability. I had an accident 3.5 years ago, and fell 25 feet and broke my back and now deal with incontinence issues. So I wear like poise pads during the day, and people don't really know unless I like have an accident, or I tell them that I have incontinence. So I pretty much live my life, I guess, as normally as I did before my accident, besides having incontinence. Um, and however, in my mind space, it shows up as when I go to a new friend's house or go to an event, I'm like, where's the bathroom? Like, I'm always on alert of like knowing where the bathroom is, how quickly I can get to the bathroom. And so bathroom accessibility is very, very important to me.
Yeah, I bet that takes up a lot of your headspace and your energy. Um, can you think of a time that maybe you didn't have access to that there either information wasn't available or the information was incorrect about accessibility and you planned ahead, you tried to have your needs met, and that information wasn't there that caused the situation for you?
Yeah, so just recently, actually, a few weeks ago, I went to this grand opening for this art exhibit here in the San Luis Valley, and the participants, or if you wanted to go attend, you were shuttled from one end of the valley to the other end of the valley. Um, at the meetup spot, there were porta potties, and I was like, better use this before I go see this art that's 30 minutes away. Um, and was not aware that there were not going to be bathrooms on the at the site where the art was. And I get to the art site, and within like minutes of getting there, I had a incontinence episode, fecal incontinence episode, and it was just pretty mortifying because I we had to get shuttled from a with a bunch of random strangers on a bus from one that back from the art studio all the way back to the spot. Um, Luckily there was a friend, and I like pulled her aside and like told her what was up, and she was pretty embarrassed, or not embarrassed, she was like embarrassed on behalf of the organization, like this is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
rightfully so.
Like she was
Yeah.
really like there for me in that moment, but it was like just, I don't know, a night that I thought was going to be fun and lighthearted just turned into like, it was just really upsetting, honestly.
Of course, right? But I mean that like stops all your plans right in the tracks that you couldn't get to a bathroom in time.
Mhm.
Um, so let's circle back to that a little bit. You said that you the bathroom just it wasn't available.
There was no porta potty,
There's no porta
or,
potty even at the
and
event.
there, we were
This is
probably
a
like
planned event, right?
5 or 10 minutes from a gas station, like driving distance from a gas
Okay,
station.
so no bathroom for anybody
Yeah.
at an event that did this like event have a duration or I mean that doesn't even really matter. Like people need to use the restroom at any given moment, anytime, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the shuttles, like I was on the last shuttle, so I don't really know how long the previous shuttles were, but ours was very short actually. Like we were only there for like maybe 15, 20 minutes, and then we were getting shuttled back. But like round trip, it was like, and I would say at least an hour and a half from the shuttle time to like getting to see the art. Um, so yeah, in my opinion, like, yeah, an hour and a half is a long time not to be able to even have a bathroom
Right.
access.
For like an organized event, sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, did you speak to anybody there about this happening? Did you like was there any resolution to not having a bathroom or
So
follow?
I did. So there were some organizers there at the art site, and I said, "Do you guys have a bathroom?" And they were like, "No, sorry." Um, and that was, I think, I think I asked even before I had an accident, just in case I needed to use the bathroom. And then when I got back to my car, I was just so flustered and like upset that I just like went home. But then I did DM the organization on Instagram, telling my story and just that I was very um, upset and kind of reminding them about the bathroom access law, which is actually called Allie's Law. And it was
Appropriate.
put into place in 2005. Um, so basically, it says that if you don't have restrooms open to the public, and someone has a medical emergency, they need to be able to use your bathroom. So I don't really know how it falls in like a event that's what I participated in that was not um it was only a one night event. However, that art site and that art exhibit is up for the next 2 years. So I feel like people
Right.
need to know, like, you need to go to the bathroom before you go see this art. And the art itself is like, you're going to look at sculptures, and they're about a 10-minute walk to go see all these sculptures. So it's like, either don't drink coffee or water before you go see the art, or, yeah, just kind of like, that's something that I want, you know, the organization to do. And their response was, we have a whole thing on our website on reasons why the art exhibit is not ADA accessible. And my response again was, if you're not ADA accessible, then you're not open to the public, in my opinion. Like, if you're not being inclusive, if your art is already excluding a large population, then you're already being elitist in your art right there. And then they kind of brought up this Great Sand Dunes National Park because the art is near um, the Great Sand Dunes, and they were like, yeah, like, we love that they're ADA accessible. And I'm like, okay. Like,
So you could
um
see the importance of ADA accessibility,
mhm,
but it sounds like it was inconvenient for your
mhm,
organization,
mhm.
so we bypassed it.
Yes,
That's what I'm hearing as like,
that's how it sounded. Yes. And
yeah,
that's how it came off. And there was really even no apology for like what I went through. um it was almost like a non-apology of like, well, we're a small two-person run nonprofit. I'm like, again, like,
sometimes people
I
don't even realize, right? Like that the just the apology or the acknowledgement would go so far in this
yeah,
scenario.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, totally. I've heard that like, if if like doctors make mistakes in surgery, if they apologize, they're less likely to get sued. It's like, that
Yeah.
goes such a
Documented.
long way of like, oh my gosh, like, even if I got like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, like, we'll totally
Know
like
better, do
take your
better.
feedback into consideration and do better next time. That's all I really wanted, and
Yeah.
that's not what I got. So
Of course, like for me as a wheelchair user, the pushback I always hear is like, well, we're grandfathered in, so we don't have to. Versus just coming up with any other solution in between. Like, I don't expect you to like build a ramp from a staircase this moment while I'm sitting here, but I do maybe expect like some willingness to work together to come up with a solution. And yeah, it
mhm.
sounds like you didn't get that at all.
Yeah.
I'm curious too. You would think with a long-standing installation like this, certainly there's some permitting involved, and I wonder how like permitting, if there's any, and I'm not well versed on this, like what standards they have to be held to as far as the ADA, in 2023 for permit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's super interesting. I'll have to look into that.
right. What would it have meant to you to have reliable information for this event or for any event moving into the future? I can imagine that this is a great source of anxiety for you anytime maybe you leave the house or a really well-known environment.
It would just put me at ease. Like, I would feel so much comfort. And I don't know, I was thinking, I have I have seen the Barbie movie, and I hope I can bring that in. But I think the main thing about the Barbie movie is it talks about how the patriarchy hurts us all. And just knowing that I have an invisible disability, like, I'm ambulatory, I don't use a wheelchair, like, ableism, it just like helps me even understand that ableism, yes, hurts us all, even able-bodied people. Ableism, living in ableism hurts everyone, because we're not like we're not able-bodied forever, A. And two, it's like if you're not including everybody in the conversation or everybody in your event, you're just being exclusive and it's not community minded. It's just better. I mean, it's worse off than really thinking through everyone's needs at the table and bringing everyone to the table.
Yeah, I think you've said it really nicely. You know, that's one of the things we're really aiming to do with Roll as we grow is to be the central piece of this place for information for disabilities of all kinds, that's reliable, that gives ease. I mean, that you've been thought of in your inclusion. If we're working towards building a more inclusive society and we want to raise social awareness, we that place that helps show all able-bodied people exactly what you've said, right? That we all benefit from inclusive design, and that we're all better off for it, and that anybody might need these services on any given day for any given reason.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. I appreciate you
Yeah.
carving me into your Friday.
Yeah, thanks for having me.